for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and D-backs, final game of a 4-game series. D-backs have won 2 of 3. Dodgers finally snapping a long losing streak against Arizona by winning last night. Today, a battle of left-handers. Chris Capuano on the mound for the Dodgers, trying to win his 12th. On the mound for Arizona, another of the young baby backs, and that would be Wade Miley. He's won 14 games already this year, and bad news for the Dodgers, he is dynamite on a Sunday afternoon. His record in the daytime, 4-0, and his earned run average takes your breath away, 0.3. So the Dodgers and the D-backs winding it up. We'll have that and a whole lot more coming up right after this.
Today, 4.5 back of San Francisco in the National League West, 1.5 back of St. Louis for the final wild card spot. Dodgers are 1-0 in September. Last year they went 17-9. They're going to have to do that again to catch San Francisco. It is Think Cure Weekend, raising money for cancer research. 2-day event, Sunday and Monday. We need everybody's help. It's the official charity of the Dodgers. City of Hope Children's Hospital of Los Angeles are the partners. Raised nearly $2 million since we started this in 2009, and recently had a big breakthrough in research of neuroblastoma, which is a particularly aggressive and insidious form of cancer that attacks children 5 years of age. Let's talk a little baseball. A Dodger offense, Kenny Lofton, has not been good in this series. In 3 games, they've come up with 5 runs. They got to get guys like Adrian Gonzalez and Matt Kemp involved again.
You know, both of those guys, Adrian Gonzalez started off when he came here to the Dodgers. He hit the home run. He got a few singles after that. And then he's been pretty much cold. I'm not even sure if he got a hit during this series. Nope. And Matt Kemp, you know, pretty much what he's been doing, getting 1 hit here, 1 hit there, and they all been singles. So at this point, Matt Kemp going to have to start doing a little bit more like he was doing a few weeks ago. He was getting 2 or 3 hits a game, and that hasn't happened. So in order for the Dodgers to go further in this situation, those two guys need to get it done.
Those two guys are 2 for 21 on the homestand. Ethier's been killing it. Chris Capuano going to the mound for the Dodgers today as they finish up with Arizona.
All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Play $250,000 Sports Watch football at San Manuel. It's free to play. And by 76 Gas. We're on the driver's side. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you. Welcome to Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers continue to show their commitment to Think Cure and to the critical fight against cancer. A little earlier today, the ceremonial first pitch took place on behalf of Think Cure, and there are some of the everyday heroes who work tirelessly on the front lines in the battle against cancer. They come from medical facilities and labs throughout the greater Los Angeles area, all with the same goal, to save lives, and we are honored and delighted to salute them. Meanwhile, as that fight continues, so does the battle between the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. This will be their 16th meeting of the year, and Arizona has beaten the Dodgers 10 of 15. Arizona trails the Giants by 9.5, and that's where they're heading immediately after this game. They have a 3-game series at AT&T Park. They have won 5 of the previous 9 against San Francisco, so the Dodgers will send them north with their best wishes, hoping they have a big series against the Giants. For the Dodgers, 4.5 behind, and they'll be welcoming San Diego. Right now, we'll take a look at the Arizona lineup. Chris Young opens up in center field, Aaron Hill at second base, and Justin Upton in right field. Jason Kubel hits cleanup in left field, Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Miguel Montero is the catcher, Chris Johnson at third, John McDonald plays shortstop, and the left-hander out of Louisiana, Wade Miley on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers from Springfield, Massachusetts, that would be Chris Capuano, who started off brilliantly, 9-2, and has struggled in his last 12 starts, 2 wins and 8 losses. He is 34 years old. He turned that the middle of August. So Capuano has struggled against Arizona. He is 1-2 against them this year, and he is 2-6 lifetime in his career. So the Dodgers and the D-backs, 16th meeting, but not the last. They have 2 more in Arizona on September 11 and 12. Dodgers hit the road following the San Diego series. They'll play 3 in San Francisco, 2 in Arizona, and then the Dodgers come home and have a huge 4-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals. And that, of course, will be a large hurdle. Even though the Cardinals are in second place in the Central and way behind Cincinnati, they will still provide a terrific and formidable opposition. So Capuano about ready. Leading off will be Chris Young. And for Chris Young, he hurt the Dodgers in the first game with a line drive home run, and the D-backs went on to win the game 2-0. But for Chris Young, those good moments at Dodger Stadium are few and far between. In fact, in his career at Dodger Stadium, and he's had over 200 at-bats here, Chris Young is hitting just 176. He started off the year in fine style, banged up his shoulder, crashing into the wall, and since then has never really come back the right way. So Chris, right-hand hitter, checks in. He's from Houston, and Capuano deals, and the first pitch a little low, ball 1. By the way, the plate umpire today is Eric Cooper. He is the crew chief, and you would expect big things to happen when Coop is behind the plate. Young swings, doesn't get it, 1-1. Eric Cooper's been the home plate umpire for 3 no-hitters, one of which was a perfect game. The 2 no-hitters by Mark Burley, who had the perfecto, and he also did Hideo Nomo's no-hitter. That's fouled away. He did the Nomo no-hitter when Hideo was with Boston and pitched the no-hitter against Baltimore. So if we have a tight pitching duel, not many base hits today, we can blame it on Coop. 1-2 the count to Eric Young. Aaron Hill on deck. Capuano looks in, getting a sign from Matt Trainer. And the 1-2 pitch on the way is swung on, a drive into the gap in left center and deep. And this is going to go off the base of the left center field wall. And into second base goes Chris Young. After all the negative notes about how he plays here, he immediately opens up with a double. Got a fastball belt high out over the plate. So Young with a double opens up the ball game, and Aaron Hill coming up. For Chris Young, a multi-talented player, that's his 23rd double to go with his 14 home runs. So now the batter is Hill, followed by Upton. Aaron Hill batting .297. Big numbers for a second baseman. 20 home runs, 62 runs batted in, bunts up along third. Cruz's play is to first, and on the sacrifice, Young advances to third. So Aaron Hill moves his man along, and that'll bring up Justin Upton. Justin Upton in last night's ball game hit a monster home run in the 3rd inning. It cleared the back wall, the ivy-covered back wall in the Dodger bullpen. They told us that it went 432 feet. We had to guess mentally it had to go about 450. And it brought up the memory of Matt Holliday, his home run, 481. So Upton was certainly in the neighborhood. He's capable of doing that. Justin, 12 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter, swings, doesn't get the first one, and the count 0-1. For Capuano, with a runner at third, he has to be very careful. He has 4 wild pitches. So we're just starting. A leadoff double by Young, the sacrifice by Hill. Capuano looks over at third, now goes to a stretch. And the strike 1 pitch on the way to Upton, and that's taken for another strike. And the count 0-2. Upton against the Dodgers this year, hitting .295 with 2 home runs. Young, who just doubled, was hitting .182. Jason Kubel, .184. 0-2 the count. Capuano delivers down and away, and a 1-2 count. One away, just starting on this Sunday. Today and tomorrow dedicated to Think Cure, as the Dodgers, along with Children's Hospital in Los Angeles and the City of Hope, trying to raise some more money to fight cancer. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and that's low and away. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Capuano trying to win his 12th. He's 11-10, trying to balance his books against Arizona. He is 1-2 against the D-backs. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Upton. Infield halfway. Out of his stretch goes Capuano with the outfield deep and straight away. Upton chases one, hits a tapper to third. Barehanded by Ramirez. They've got Young in a rundown, and the feed to Cruz to tag him out. What a fine play by Hanley Ramirez. He knew he didn't have a chance to glove and throw, and he barehanded the ball on the dead run, and Chris Young is chopped down. Wonderful play. Meanwhile, Chris Capuano, I think, is asking for time. He might have something happen either to his left hand, but he's going back to the dugout. So Cruz gets the put out on the tag of Young. With the rundown, Upton alertly goes to second base. And with 2 out, the batter will be Jason Kubel. Whatever it is, Capuano wants to clean off his left hand. I'm not sure if he had that much perspiration running down his forearm, or maybe when he picked up the bat, that's what it was. He picked the bat up to clear it, and he got some pine tar from the handle. So it's one thing to have a good grip with the baseball, but not with pine tar. And with 2 down, Jason Kubel coming up. We were talking about the good and the bad as far as Arizona's hitters. Jason Kubel, like Chris Young, has struggled in his brief career in the National League, coming to Dodger Stadium. He's hitting .184. He does have 2 home runs against the Dodgers. One the other night, won the ball game in 11 innings. So 2 out, a runner at second, no score thanks to the rundown and the fine play by Hanley Ramirez. And the first pitch in for a strike to Jason Kubel. We can also tell you the Giants and the Cubs are tied up 5-5 in the 6th inning. Giants led 3-0. Matt Cain let it get away. Cubs actually got out in front 5-3, but the Giants have come back to tie it 5-5. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Capuano delivers, a little slider off the plate, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The D-backs have the identical record home and road, 33-34, and they have a far better record than the Dodgers have against the West. Giants, of course, have done exceptionally well within the Western Division. They're 10 above 500. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball fouled off. 1-2 the count. Capuano usually very tough with the running game. Of course, now he has Upton at second. Capuano, of course, a medical miracle when you realize he has had the Tommy John surgery twice, in 2002 and 2008. Ramirez goes to the bag, but Capuano does not throw. D-backs have stolen third base a bunch of times, led by Gerardo Parra. And even with a left-hand hitter, the door is open because Cruz way off the bag at third. But you have 2 out, 1-2 the count. Kubel's home run to beat the Dodgers in the 11th inning the other night was a drive into the right field seats just inside the foul pole. Capuano out of his stretch. He'll look back at Upton. Now the pitch to Kubel. That's down and away. 2-2. By the way, when Kubel hit the home run to win the game, he had had 1 hit in his last 24 at bats. So it was a big hit, somewhat of a surprising one. Jason, of course, brings some impressive numbers. 27 home runs, 81 runs batted in. Capuano bends another one down and away. And the count runs all the way, 3-2. Kubel in the past 3 for 9 against Capuano, who has given up 2 home runs to Goldschmidt, who's on deck. 3-2 to Jason Kubel. Big curveball popped into right field. Ethier waiting for it, kind of dancing under it, and makes the catch. So the Dodgers dodge a bullet. Young was at third with 1 out, and they erase him in the rundown thanks to Hanley Ramirez. No score, half an inning. Home, thusly inspired. Dodgers will be coming up. We'll take a look at Don Mattingly's lineup. Mark Ellis opens up at second base. Shane Victorino in left field. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Matt Kemp hits cleanup in center, followed by Hanley Ramirez. Andre Ethier. Luis Cruz at third. Matt Trainer instead of A.J. Ellis. A.J. finally getting a day off. And Chris Capuano on the mound. On the mound, one of the better young pitchers in the game. He is 26 years old come the 13th of November. So the 25-year-old left-hander, Wade Miley out of Loranger, Louisiana. He is 6'1", 220, and he was a #1 pick out of the University of Louisiana Monroe. He's from Gator country down in the Bayou area. And the left-hander's first pitch is low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Mark Ellis to start it off, followed by Shane Victorino, and then Adrian Gonzalez. Mark hitting .260 with 5 home runs and takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Mark Ellis, he remembers Miley, and Miley remembers him. He's got 3 home runs against the left-hander, but this time pops it up into shallow right field. Hill going out, needing a little help, and Upton is there to make the catch. So Mark Ellis, a fly ball to shallow right. 1 down. Shane Victorino coming up. Wade Miley was telling his teammates he was thinking about buying some land in Louisiana. And of course, you know, the horrific hurricane turned from Hurricane Isaac to a tropical storm. And apparently in Louisiana, the storm just sat there and rained for a couple of days without a break. In fact, we heard one report where the reporter said, "I've never seen it rain so hard for so long." The pitch to Victorino, a strike. Well, Wade's brother sent him a picture, texted him the picture, and showed him the land that he almost bought and didn't, as Victorino swings and misses. And as you can imagine, Wade Miley, with a little smile on his face, said, "Look at what I almost bought, and it's out of sight underwater." So Louisiana really taking a beating, along with the Gulf Coast area of Mississippi. 0-2 the count. Victorino, after that huge collision with Miguel Montero, lifts a pop fly. It'll be the third baseman, Chris Johnson, sunglasses glaring, and he makes the catch for the out. So a couple of pop flies, and we have 2 out in the first inning. And Adrian Gonzalez coming up. Adrian Gonzalez working quietly, calmly, but he's the first to let you know he is feeling it, struggling. He was doing very well when he was with Boston, hitting .300, but a .182 batting average for the Dodgers, and he takes a fastball in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Miley with that remarkable 4-0 record on Sunday, with an even more remarkable earned run average, 0.3. The pitch in for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Eric Cooper. Miley's 6'1" and about 220. He was the first Arizona rookie to make an all-star team, and he did it this year. Next pitch to Gonzalez, swung on and missed. 1-2. Miley works from the third base side of the rubber, and his 1-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball. Gonzalez way out in front of it, and down go the Dodgers. And at the end of an inning, it's the D-backs nothing and the Dodgers nothing. It could be a tough inning for Capuano. He's going to be facing Goldschmidt, Montero, and Johnson, and that trio has 5 home runs amongst them against Capuano. Goldschmidt has 2, Johnson has 1, and Montero has 2. The Capuano ready to go to work. No score, second inning. Goldschmidt this year hitting .333 against the Dodgers with 3 home runs. And the first pitch of the right-hand hitter is a curveball at his feet. 1 ball and no strikes. Goldschmidt striking out a bit the last couple of games, but a constant threat, hitting .282, 18 home runs, 66 runs batted in, and looks at a strike. Off speed, a change, and a 1 ball, 1 strike count. No score. We're in the second inning. Bright, sunshiny day. The 1-1 pitch is swung on, lifted foul off first. Adrian Gonzalez has a look, but that's back in about 10 rows out of play. It is a very warm Sunday, certainly here. Not sure where you are watching the ball game. It is 89 degrees here. So if you're anywhere near the broadcast, sunblock and a lot of water. 1-2 the count. Paul Goldschmidt bends at the knees and waist. Capuano works inside with a fastball, and the count 2-2. Paul Goldschmidt leading off. He's just 2 for 25 in his last 8 games. 2-2 pitch on the way. Change, hit slowly to third. Short hopped on the run by Cruz and gets him on a very close play. Goldschmidt, remember, even though he's big, runs exceptionally well. He's stolen 13 out of 15, and he was really motoring on that play. So 1 out, 2nd inning, and Miguel Montero coming up. Montero, as usual, gives the Dodgers a bad time, and this year is no different. Miguel hitting .341, and he has 2 home runs against the Dodgers. He has 14 for the year and a .279 batting average, leading all catchers, 74 runs batted in. And how tough is he to take that lick last night with Shane Victorino and come right back to put on the gear? Miggy, as they call him, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Victorino weighs 180 pounds, but he was running full start at third base. Montero dug in, blocked him, and prevented him from scoring. High fly ball to right. Ethier went back. Now he has to come running in to make the catch. It's another problem on this bright, shiny day. You're out there in the outfield and you're looking at a wedding cake, and it's awfully hard to get the jump. Instinctively, outfielders always go back, just as infielders instinctively come in. And Ethier, with Mark Ellis going all the way out to shallow right, Andre finally found it and caught it. If you're watching on television, what you have to do playing the outfield, you must pick up the ball in the shadow of the decks. And then you're going to lose it, and hopefully you'll pick it up one more time. So with 2 out, the batter is Chris Johnson. Johnson is another fellow who's had a very good year against the Dodgers, hitting .343 with 2 home runs. Chris batting .270. He has 13 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Capuano delivers a high fastball, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Capuano, we were talking about pitchers who work in a hurry. Chris is one of them. He rarely wanders out there. He's on the mound waiting for the return throw, and he's right back on the rubber. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit down the left field line, going foul. Cruz comes down to follow it. Meanwhile, Victorino comes in to make the catch. So you can see the kind of problems here as Cruz was looking for a play, and it was a routine fly ball to Victorino. And at the end of an inning and a half, no score. An azure blue sky and a brilliant sun. We've already seen troubles with Ethier. We were also watching Cruz going down the line. We thought he had to play, and it was Victorino all the while, and they had some good-natured moments going into the dugout. Look at Cruz. Where's the ball? As a broadcaster sitting up here over the years, I have learned on days like this just to look at the player. He'll commit. And believe me, I was following Cruz all the way until I suddenly saw that Victorino had a play. All a problem in the brilliant sunlight. These fellas have played in every possible condition, and even they're fooled once in a while. Matt Kemp now to lead it off, and Matt takes low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Wade Miley, the young left-hander facing Matt, who's hitting .420 against left-handers this year and a .331 overall batting average. Miley delivers, towering fly ball to deep right. Back goes up into the track at the scoreboard. It is gone. So Matt Kemp clears the right field wall, and the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. For Matt Kemp, that will be his 18th home run, 55 runs batted in. And of course, any and every time that Matt Kemp does something big, such as a home run, you realize how painful it is for the Dodgers to know that he has only played 80 games. And boy, did Upton come close to making the catch. He just missed it. So Kemp in the dugout, Dodgers out in front. And the batter now, Hanley Ramirez, who hits a fly ball to shallow center, and a running catch by Chris Young. So it is really difficult to read the ball coming off the bat, and Young is quick enough to speedily correct and make the play. So Hanley a fly ball, 1 away, and the batter will be Andre Ethier. Yeah, it's a bright, beautiful day if you're on the beach or by the pool or sitting in the stands. It can be a nightmare down there on the field. And the batter is Andre Ethier. He was fooled, but was able to catch up and make a lunging catch of the ball hit by Miguel Montero. 1-0 Dodgers, 1 out, second inning. Miley into the windup and delivers and gets it in for a strike. By the way, for Wade Miley, that home run that he's allowed, number 11. So the young man from a small town, a little over 5,000 people, delivers, and Ethier swings and misses. Larange, Louisiana, population 5,847. Rob Menchel's miracle computer strikes again. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way, foul back. 0-2 the count. Miley overall an earned run average of 2.8. He is 2-1 against the Dodgers this year in lifetime. The baby backs, that's what they call the young pitchers on that Arizona staff. They are young and they are very talented. The next pitch is high, ball 1. Then they have some fine young pitchers in the minor leagues. Trevor Bauer comes to mind immediately, and behind him they say there is a pitcher named Bradley who's highly ranked. He's only about 19. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on. That's going to be banged into center for a base hit. So up with it is Chris Young. So Kemp homers, Ramirez flies out, but Ethier singles, and the batter is Luis Cruz. So for Miley, who is 4-0 on Sunday in the afternoon with an earned run average of a third of a run, and he's already given up one on the home run by Matt Kemp. Luis Cruz hitting .295. He's been flirting with .300. He'll be there and then make an out. So he's back to .295. 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Miley out of a stretch. A look over at Ethier. Wade ready and delivers. First pitch in for a strike. The baby backs, as they call him. Well, you have Ian Kennedy at 27. Wade Miley 25. Trevor Cahill 24. Patrick Corbin 23. And last night's pitcher Tyler Skaggs 21. 0-1 to count to Luis Cruz. Next pitch fouled away, though Miley has it his way. No balls and 2 strikes. Meanwhile, sitting back quietly cooling off, Matt Kemp, who just did clear the right field wall for the home run, just avoiding the lunging attempt by Justin Upton. No balls and 2 strikes. They count to Luis Cruz. Miley out of his stretch, watching and bluffing Ethier as he straddled the rubber. No balls and 2 strikes. They count. By the way, the last home run by Matt Kemp was against left-hander Jeff Francis of Colorado back on August the 8th. Cruz, meanwhile, bangs it into right field for a hit. Stopping at second is Ethier. So the Dodgers are after Wade Miley early. A home run and 2 singles. With 1 out, the batter will be Matt Trainer. So Matt Trainer getting a chance to play. A.J. Ellis puts on the gear, straps it on just about every day, which of course is great for Ellis, but it's also very difficult for Trainer. This is a tough enough game to play when you play it. To be asked to play once a week, once every 10 days, that's really a task. Matt hitting 172, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in, and as a veteran catcher, he figures to be a big help in handling Chris Capuano, who has certainly been around. It's 1-0 Dodgers, second inning on Matt Kemp's home run, and now 2 on, 1 out. Here is Trainer with Capuano on deck. Miley hiding the ball back of the left hip. Left-hander reading Miguel Montero. Looks back at second, comes to the plate, fastball down and away, ball 1. So Matt Kemp, who has just been tearing up left-handers. By the way, he has dominated left-handers, has Miley, and Kemp has done the opposite with the bat against left-handers. The 1-0 pitch on the way, that's in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. Miley also gave up a base hit to Andre Ethier. That's a little different because left-hand hitters are hitting less than 200 against him. 1 ball and 1 strike. The left-hander ready, checks. Another look at second, back to the hitter, and it's fouled away. And one other note on Miley, what he has done going head-to-head with cleanup hitters in the league. He had allowed 1 home run. The cleanup hitters hitting .221, and Kemp takes him downtown to give the Dodgers the lead. You have 2 pitchers, both left-handed, who are very, very difficult to steal a base. Miley and Capuano. 1-2 pitch on the way to Trainer, and Matt take low, 2-2. Miley has allowed 1 stolen base all year. He's picked off 8, 6 others have been caught, so he's about as tough as he can get. Capuano, meanwhile, in his career has only a 56% success ratio, so if you go, you're almost a break-even runner with him. 2-2 pitch on the way. Line drive off the glove of the pitcher who throws to second, and they get a force play. So the line drive is turned into a force, and that was a nice play by Wade Miley. Otherwise, that ball's into center field, and the Dodgers have at least another run. Miley looked like he took it on the glove, but they're going to come out and make sure he's okay. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, wants to make sure. He did get the ball just in time to Aaron Hill and got the force place on Cruz. So 1-4 on that line drive. Taking third, Andre Ethier, and the big huddle on the mound to make sure that Miley is all right. No matter what, he's got to have a sore palm on his right hand, his gloved hand. He's convincing Nagy and the Arizona trainer. Eric Cooper is out there to make sure. And he is not even going to make a warm-up or a practice toss. Apparently, he's convinced everybody he's just ready to pitch. Country boy who is very, very popular on the Arizona ball club. Gets a lot of teasing because he's from a small town in Louisiana. But they say he can tease back with the best of them. 25 years old. So you have 2 down, runners at first and third, and Chris Capuano checking in. Trainer takes his lead at first. Ethier down the line from third. A bunt up along third. Charging it is Johnson to throw him out. So something happened that we've been wondering about for such a long time. We're always talking about those pitchers like Capuano and Kershaw who bunt so well for sacrifices, and we've always wondered why in the heck don't they try to bunt for a base hit. Well, Capuano got it down, but a good fielding third baseman nailed him. Dodgers settle for 1 and lead 1-0. Dodgers lead 1-0 on the 18th home run of the year by Matt Kemp. Interesting point from Matt. He has 10 home runs in only 89 at-bats against left-hand pitching this year. So Matt's home run that just did clear the right field wall gives the Dodgers a lead, and now it'll be John McDonald, Wade Miley, and Chris Young in that order. Johnny Mack out of Connecticut, a veteran infielder, played third and short in the series. Right-hand batter, just about ready to check in. He is another D-back who has been struggling. Remember, prior to their arrival here, the D-backs lost 6 straight at home. So a lot of them came in here suffering, but they still won the first 2 games of the series for Kirk Gibson. The first pitch now to John McDonald is low, ball 1, 1-0. He's had just 2 hits in his last 18 at bats. Overall batting average .237. Capuano comes back 1-0. Fastball foul back, and the count 1-1. So McDonald followed by Miley, and then Young. Capuano looks in to Trainer, comes back 1-1. Fastball off the corner. McDonald bluffing bunt, and a 2-1 count. McDonald has been around longer than Capuano. McDonald will turn 38 late in September. The 2-1 pitch to John is swung on, a drive to left. That's over Victorino's head. He goes back, and it is also over the wall. So John McDonald hits his 5th home run of the year, and just like that, we have a 1-1 tie. So on a 2-ball, 1-strike count, John McDonald clears the left field scoreboard. And we have a 1-1 tie for McDonald. He had 4 home runs this year. Last year he had 2 for Toronto, and he now has 5 for the year. And the pitch to Wade Miley, a strike, and the count 0-1. Miley is not a bad hitting pitcher, so we understand. The next pitch to the left-hand batter, waved at and missed. Miley comes into the game. He has 11 hits, 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in. But Capuano trying to put him away, has him 0-2. Chris comes back, and a high fastball is swung on and missed. So Miley goes down on 3 pitches. 1 away. By the way, the home run given up by Capuano would be the 19th home run that he has allowed this year. So a 1-1 tie. And of course, last night we had 3 home runs in the game, and the Dodgers won 2-1. Home runs by Ramirez and Ethier, and the home run by Justin Upton for Arizona. Now with 1 out, here's Chris Young, and takes a strike. Young, despite having poor numbers in his career against the Dodgers and here at Dodger Stadium as well, probably walked up and doubled in the first inning. Capuano's next, a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers 1, D-backs 1. Top of the 3rd. Capuano comes back, tries the outside corner, but he's low. And again, he has that 2-1 count. He was burned on it by John McDonald. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Capuano delivers. Young swings, fouls it, and we have a 2-2 count. Aaron Hill waiting on deck. 16th meeting of the year. Diamondbacks have dominated. They've beaten the Dodgers 10-15. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's high, ball 3. Arizona will head for San Francisco. They have beaten the Diamondbacks, have beaten the Giants 5 of 9. Dodgers have won 5 of 12 against San Francisco. And the D-backs could certainly help the Dodgers with 9 meetings with the Giants. 3-2 pitch on the way is hammered but foul, way down the left field line. Second level, first row. 3-2. So Chris Young, who swung the bat so well until he was injured, trying to recover the groove. Young had a home run with a man aboard to win the first game. Second game as a leadoff man, he went 0 for 5. 3-2 pitch, swung on, line drive, speared by Mark Ellis. So Young, the line drive, and Ellis is on it. So 2 out in the 3rd inning, and the batter will be Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill bunted, sacrificing Young to 3rd in the 1st inning. For Aaron Hill, that was his first sacrifice this year. Aaron swings and lifts it on the infield. It will be Cruz in fair ground to make the catch. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 swing of the bat by John McDonald. At the end of 2.5, a 1-1 tie. when the Dodgers out-homered the D-backs 2-1. Today they're tied in home runs 1-1. For the Dodgers, it'll be Mark Ellis, who has given Wade Miley a very bad time, though Mark trying to do it again. Miley has homered in 3 of given up home runs to Mark Ellis in 3 of his 4 assignments, and starts him with a strike. Coming into the game, Mark Ellis 7 for 14 against Miley, and he flied to right field in the first inning. Swings, doesn't get the next one, and the count 0-2. One of the surprises is how well John McDonald has played in his brief time over here in the National League and against the Dodgers. He's been really tough. Pitched to Mark Ellis is low. John McDonald is hitting .421 here, 8 for 19. Meanwhile, Ellis, a high fly ball to center. Under it is Young and makes the catch. Looked a little shaky even though he had the sunglasses on. So 1 away. And the batter will be Shane Victorino. A reminder tomorrow, Dodgers and Padres at 5:10. So come on out with the family and friends. Enjoy $1 Dodger dogs. Compliments of our good friends at Farmer John. And for tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Victorino popped up in the first inning, bunts foul into the screen. The count 0-1. Victorino and Montero said hello to each other last night. Victorino is 180 pounds. Montero 195. Victorino waiting, swings, lifts one to straightaway center, and at the other end of it is Chris Young. So quickly, 2 down here in the third inning, and the batter will be Adrian Gonzalez. Adrian Gonzalez struck out in the first inning. I guarantee you, no matter how many years he's played this game and that low profile demeanor of his, he's churning inside. Hitting just 176, and you know he wants to do so well. Fouls one off to the left out of play, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Miley ready, back with a fastball, grounded right to Aaron Hill, and that'll do it for Adrian. So down go the Dodgers on a minimum number of pitches, and at the end of 3, Miley walks off in a 1-1 tie. In Upton, Jason Kubel and Paul Goldschmidt coming up in that order against Chris Capuano. Matt Kemp homered in the second inning. John McDonald homered in the third. And now here is Upton. Upton came up with Young at third and 1 out. And when the dust settled, Young had been erased in a rundown. Fastball hit to the gap. Nobody there. Ethier trying to get under it and does. Didn't look like Andre could catch up to it, but in a late burst of speed, he made a fine running catch. So he takes an extra base hit away from Upton, and we have one away here in the fourth inning. Andre running parallel to the wall once he hit the track, just reached out and made the play. So 1 down. Jason Kubel flied to right field, but on that one, Ethier lost it in the glare and then recovered and made a running catch to get him. That's a strike. 0-1 to Jason. Kubel with 27 home runs. He signed a 2-year deal, so he'll be with the D-backs next year. 0-1. Another strike. Kubel is the fellow who hit for the cycle the tough way. It was 3 years ago against the Angels. He needed a home run, and he not only hit the home run the last at bat, it was a grand slammer to win the game. 1-2 to Jason from Belforche, South Dakota, but he now lives in Palmdale. Really grew up in Palmdale, went to Highland High School. Followed the Dodgers closely as a kid. 1-2 to Jason. Capuano just showing him that high fastball. 2-2 the count. Kubel with 27 home runs. His career high is 28 3 years ago with the Twins. Fastball gets him. Location. Fastball up and a little away. So down goes Kubel. And the batter now, Paul Goldschmidt. For Capuano, that would be his second strikeout. Of course, Beckett, a tough man to follow. Josh Beckett struck out 9 last night in 6 2/3. Goldschmidt grounded to third in the second inning. Paul 0 for 1. We have a 1-1 tie here. We're in the fourth inning. Goldschmidt 6'3", about 245. He's from the little area of Delaware, but now lives in Scottsdale. And he hit one off the end of the bat. Little English on that thing. That was a pool hall shot. So he cued it into right field. A 2-out single for Goldie will bring up Miguel Montero. They're in the 9th inning at Wrigley Field, Chicago. The Giants and the Cubs in a 5-5 tie. So we'll keep tabs on that one, of course. Now Montero. Miguel from Caracas in Venezuela. Fly to right field in the second inning. Montero, a workhorse with 112 starts. He's 29 years old. And a strike. He's had trouble against left-hand pitching. Last year he hit 188 against left-handers, but he is so valuable to the ball club. Calls a great game behind the plate. He has 74 runs batted in. 0-2. So Capuano, after striking out Kubel, now has an 0-2 count on Miguel Montero. Montero signed as a free agent in Venezuela back in 2001. Strike 2 pitch on the way. As we mentioned earlier, each left-hander very, very good in controlling the running game. Goldschmidt, who is a very good runner, he has stolen 13 out of 15. Fouled away. Still 0-2. Seeing Montero, knowing he's from Venezuela, reminds me to tell you that, among others, Bobby Abreu is back in uniform in the Dodger dugout. They have an extra left-handed bat. September call-up. Oh, 0-2. Trainer looking over in the Dodger dugout, thinking about a pitch out. Goldschmidt takes his lead. Capuano works it high. 1-2. Paul Goldschmidt, who came into the game with big numbers against Capuano, and with that cue ball shot into right field, he's now 9 for 12 against Capuano, batting .750 against the left-hander. 1-2 to Montero. 2-2. That was high, but it was actually a changeup, and it looked like Capuano for the moment lost his balance. Front foot was a little unsteady. 2-2 to Montero. Waiting on deck, Chris Johnson. And ball 3. Boy, did Capuano give a big leg kick over there to first base. With 2 out, Adrian Gonzalez is not on the bag. So, of course, Goldschmidt will be going on 3-2. 2 out, 1-1, and we're in the 4th inning. And a high drive to right field and deep, and Montero has done it again. He just wears out the Dodgers. That's his 3rd home run this year against the Dodgers, and just like that, the D-backs have taken the lead 3-1. The 2-out single by Goldschmidt is cashed in on the long home run by Miguel Montero. His 15th home run, and he now has 76 runs batted in. So the hard-working catcher burns the Dodgers yet again. For Capuano, who had given up the home run to John McDonald, that means he has now given up 20 home runs this year. The first pitch to Chris Johnson off the plate, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So Capuano, who started the year so great. Wow. Remember, he was 9-2 at one time. Since that 9-2 record, he's reverted 2-8. And he's down 3-1 today here in the 4th. Chris Johnson trying to golf one. Johnson is hitting .343 against the Dodgers this year with a couple of home runs. Good acquisition for Arizona, getting him from Houston. Johnson the other night had a double and a triple. The triple was the fly ball lost by Ethier. The double, he sliced one down the right field line. 1-2 to Chris. Fastball that really took off at 92. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three runs, 4 hits for Arizona. 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Fastball whacked foul. Boy, did he golf that thing. 2-2. So he had 3 home runs last night, and the Dodgers won 2-1. We've had 3 home runs today, and the D-backs lead 3-1. McDonald, Montero with a man aboard, and Kemp with the bases empty. Little low ball 3. Interesting, if you go back to the 11-inning game, remember when Jason Kubel hit the home run? That was Friday. The last 8 runs in the series have come on home runs. 7 home runs, 1 of them with a man aboard, for a total of 8 runs. 3-2. And fouled away. With 2 home runs today, the Arizona Diamondbacks have hit 141 home runs, as Miguel Montero wearing rose-colored glasses right about now. The Dodgers trying to slug with Arizona, no contest. They've hit 91. 3-2. And the fastball takes care of Johnson, but not before Montero hits a home run with Goldschmidt aboard. And at the end of 3.5 innings, it is 3-1 Arizona. Dodger Baseball is brought to you by Hyundai's Summer Drive Sales Event, now through September 3rd. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. Bottom of the 4th inning is 3-1 in favor of Arizona, and bad news for the Dodgers. The Giants are kicking up their heels in Chicago. It was 5-5 going into the 9th inning. Giants have scored twice and lead 7-5. We'll watch that closely, and we go to the bottom of the 4th with Kemp, Ramirez, and Ethier. Strike. Kemp homered, just did clear the right field wall, inches above the glove of Justin Upton. One ball and 1 strike. Wade Miley trying to win his 15th, trying to go 5-0 on Sunday day games. We qualify, of course, because some of the network broadcasts, they play Sunday at night. Kemp chasing a bad ball, 1-2 the count. Matt hitting .420 against left-handers. 18 home runs, 55 runs batted in. 1-2. And a drive to center. Young going back, away back on the track, and one-hands it. Boy, he's a fine outfielder. So Kemp hits the ball hard. Chris Young runs it down for an out.
Shortstop number 13, Henley Ramirez.
Can't ask more than to hit the ball hard. So one away. Hanley Ramirez flied to center in the second inning. Hitting .255, but he has certainly been a money player. 35 RBIs in 37 games. Hanley with 23 home runs and a strike. 83 RBIs for the year. Seven hits in the game, and that includes 3 home runs by McDonald, Montero, and Kemp. Oh and 2. And a line drive base hit to left field for Hanley Ramirez. So Kemp lines out to center. Ramirez follows with a base hit, and the batter is Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier, as you know, has struggled against left-hand pitching. However, he came into the game 1 for 5, and he's now 2 for 6 against Miley when he had a base hit in the second inning. 1 out, Ramirez at first. 3-1 in favor of Arizona. Hanley Ramirez held off at first and will draw a throw immediately. Ramirez has stolen 16 out of 21. San Diego will be here tomorrow at 5:10, remember, so come celebrate Labor Day with us. Foul back. Dodgers have beaten the Padres 8 out of 12. And of course, in their heart of hearts, the Dodgers would not only like to win today, but they would like Arizona to beat up the Giants while they're trying to do their best against San Diego. So it'll be an important 3-game series here as well as up there. Breeze has picked up, blowing from left to right. One ball and 1 strike to Andre Ethier. Luis Cruz waiting on deck. One ball, 1 strike. Miley eyeballing Ramirez. Ground foul. 1-2. Outfield deep and straight away on Andre. A little bit of surprising, but it shows you Ethier's strength. Last night, his home run went left center field. That's off the plate. So you think of Andre as a left-hand batter who singles the other way, but most of his home runs go to right. But he got that ball on the outside part, and once he gets full extension of his arms, he can hit him out just about anywhere. Ground ball to Hill. The shovel for 1, the turn for 2, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 4, Diamondbacks 3, Dodgers 1.
2nd, 1985.
The Dodgers clinched the National League West title on the back of Oral Hershiser and his 11th win in a row. It was only his second full season in the league, but Hershiser was already flashing his dominance. During this stretch, he pitched 4 complete games while tallying a 1.37 earned run average and striking out 73. Three to 1 in favor of Arizona. The Dodgers trying to recapture some magic from years ago. Capuano, however, has given up 2 home runs, one with a man aboard, though they find themselves trailing Arizona yet again. Arizona has beaten the Dodgers 10 out of 15, and there's 2 left after today. The Dodgers will be in Arizona on the 11th and 12th. Dodgers are running out of home games. 13 games left after today. 3 with San Diego and 4 with St. Louis for 7. 3 with Colorado, and then the last 3 with the Giants. 13 left. Here's John McDonald hitting .421 here. 8 for 19. John basically an American League player throughout his career, and fouls it away. Johnny Mack happened to talk with him the other night, and he was saying how thrilled he was to have a chance to play at Dodger Stadium. Well, he's going to be 38. He spent a lot of time in the big leagues. Came up with the Indians, played with the Indians, then he went to the Blue Jays, and finally got over into this league last year. We mentioned just as well he's not playing for Cleveland. What a month of August they had. The Indians in August, they were 5 and 24. Meanwhile, the Giants rolling along came up with 2 in the 9th. They are leading the Cubs 7-5 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Santiago Casilla is now in, the fireballer, to try and close up shop. Trying to remember, the Giants have been magnificent on the road since the All-Star break. It's something like 18-7. I know it's in the neighborhood. 2-2 the count to John McDonald. Foul ball. So Johnny Mack followed by Wade Miley and then Chris Young. And of course, remember the feelings when Melky Cabrera was pulled off the field and how everybody thought the Giants were going to really be hurting without their top hitter. Line foul. Victorino will have to rub it down, so they count still 2-2. John from Westlake, Ohio, although he was born in New London, Connecticut. New London, if I remember correctly, that's where they made a lot of submarines. 2-2. Well, he's hacking away on Capuano. Whatever is going on in Chicago, Santiago Casilla has come out, and the left-hander who always gets left-hand hitters out, it seems, Javi Lopez, has now come in to pitch the 9th for the Giants. 2-2. Another foul ball. That was interesting to see where Trainer wound up on that foul ball. Still 2-2. Take a look at the catcher. Diving and winds up behind the hitter. That's quite a scramble. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bad ball, but it gets away. Trainer has to run it down to throw him out. So McDonald rides the elevator from the penthouse to the basement. Home run to a strikeout. And the batter would be Wade Miley.
Pitcher number 36, Wade Miley.
4 strikeouts for Capuano, but he's trailing 3-1. He struck out Miley in the 3rd inning. 3 runs, 4 hits for the D-backs, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. Miley, as we said, has a reputation of being a pretty good hitter. Hit well in the minors. And a slicing drive at Victorino. 2 down. Say, friends, Tuesday, the first 30,000 tickets will receive an adult Met Kemp replica jersey. Compliments at State Farm. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. So hope you'll be out here with us Tuesday. Dodgers and the Padres. And your Matt Kemp replica jersey is just waiting for you. Chris Young opened up the ballgame with a double, but was cut down in a rundown between 3rd and home. Then last time up, hit a line drive at Mark Ellis. Right. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 5th, Cruz, Trainer, and Capuano. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pulled back a 3rd. Cruz from behind the bag. High throw, but Gonzalez gets the foot back down. So 1-2-3 in the 5th. And at the end of 4.5, it remains 3-1 Arizona. Number of pitches, less by far than Chris Capuano, and of course the difference in runs, the difference in home runs. Capuano has given up a home run to Montero with a man aboard, McDonald with nobody on. Miley gave up the home run to Kemp. So 3-1, and here we are, bottom of the 5th inning. That's a strike. 0-2. Well, the Giants have done it again. Came from behind, beat the Cubs 7-5. And the Giants, since the All-Star break on the road, are 18-6. Nice play there at 3rd by Johnson, and we have 1 away. So when you look at the standings, and the Dodgers really don't want to look at the standings, for the moment they're 5 back. Should they lose, they will go to 5.5 back. Should they win, it'll revert to 4.5. Same thing with Arizona. It'll be 10.5 or 9.5. So both teams get hurt today as the Giants continue to play super. Ball one. Interestingly enough, it seems to me a lot of the positive numbers for Giant individual players are far better on the road than at home. San Francisco is 37-28, and they're 39-30 on the road. But the biggest difference about the Giants compared to the D-backs and the Dodgers, the Giants have dominated the Western Division. They're 10 games above 500. Dodgers are 2 games up, D-backs 3 up. But 10 up for San Francisco, and thereby hangs the tail. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Javi Guerra begins to warm up. Dodgers trying to get something started here. And there's ball 4 to Trainer, and that might mean they'll go to the bench. Juan Rivera comes up out of the dugout as Trainer gets the walk. Dodgers have 1 run on 4 hits against Miles. So Juan Rivera will check in, and looking at his work, he's batting 143 against Miley in the past, 1 for 7. So Capuano went 5, made 78 pitches, goes out losing 3-1. D-backs 3 runs on 4 hits against Capuano. Dodgers have 1 run and 4 hits against Miley. Bottom of the 5th. And Rivera not ready yet. Miley just waiting for him. Okay, we finally hook up. Starts him fastball for a strike. Rivera hitting .233, 7 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Give him a couple of more points, hitting .239. Outfield deep, especially Young in center. Sliced foul off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes to Juan Rivera. Miley finally gives up a walk here in the 5th inning. It's been 1 strike after another. And a high pop fly, foul ground. Paul Goldschmidt makes the play. So Rivera comes off the bench to foul out, and with 2 down, it'll be Mark Ellis coming up.
Second baseman number 14, Mark Ellis.
Mark Ellis flied to right, flied to center, 0 for 2. He has had considerable success against Miley in the past. Mark has 3 home runs against him, and hits it into right field for another base hit. Upton gets it back in. So Mark Ellis has 8 hits against Miley. 8 for 16, so he's just hitting a cool .500. And the batter is Shane Victorino. Capuano went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, 4 hits, struck out 4, didn't walk anybody, but the 2 home runs, McDonald and Montero, were the men aboard, and he had to come out, especially with the Dodgers struggling offensively. If you're a starting pitcher and you give up 3, you figure your time is going to be limited. 1 ball and no strikes to Shane Victorino, who has popped up and flied to center, 0 for 2. Shane just 2 for 13 in the series. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two out, 5th inning, 2 on. Dodgers trail by 2, 3-1. And ground ball to short, the feed and the toss, and that'll do it. So 2 men left, and at the end of 5, it remains 3-1 D-backs. Flashed the sign in right field, game over, and they flashed it in left field as well and throughout the league. Eric Gagne came in to save the game. The Dodgers beat the Astros 4-1. On that memorable day, Fred McGriff hit 2 home runs for the Dodgers, and for Eric Gagne, it was his 55th save, but he was far from finished. That was a record, but he busted that to pieces and saved 84 before he was through. Eric Gagne, game over indeed. Let's go back to this one. Three to 1 in favor of Arizona. And of course, for the Dodgers and the D-backs, game is far from over to take that away from Gagne. Javi Guerra, who has been with the Dodgers most of the year, took that line drive to the jaw and hurt his leg. Went back to sharpen up a little bit in Albuquerque, and here he is. So Javi will be pitching now to Aaron Hill, Justin Upton, and Jason Kubel. Dodgers had a runner at second base, Trainer, in the 5th inning, and it brings up the sorry point for the Dodgers as far as what they've done in this series with runners in scoring position. They are 3 for 21 and consequently have lost 2 out of 3 and are losing today. So here's Hill. Aaron has sacrificed and popped up. The second baseman with a lot of power, 20 home runs, 62 runs batted in, and flirting with 300, hitting .296. That's a strike. 1-1. Little foul off to the right out of play. 1-2. Dodgers found themselves a little short in the bullpen. Remember, they had a bad time on the Sunday before they left to go to Colorado, and that's always a bad sign. They used 7 pitchers, then went to Colorado. Bullpen was worked out, carried over into this series, and the other night They brought in Matt Guerrier, who had not pitched since April the 18th. And Mattingly, with everybody else pretty tired, Guerrier gave up the home run. Now you have the September call-ups, so a little more help. The other thing on a check swing, nose swing, Kubel, a left-hand batter, beat Guerrier because the Dodgers have only one left-hander in the pen, Randy Choate. Scott Elbert is out. Choate last night came in to face Kubel and got him. And there's ball 4. So Hill goes to first. Capuano did not walk anybody, so that's their first walk given up to Arizona. Let's check a trivia question for the day. Kirk Gibson hit, of course, the World Series walk-off home run. Which 2 players have hit World Series walk-off home runs against the Dodgers? Well, we'll give you the answer in a little bit. So Guerra walks Hill, and here is Upton. Hit into the fielder's choice, the rundown of Young, and then last time up, hit the ball well. Andre Ethier made a fine running catch. Strike to Justin. He has 12 home runs, 54 runs batted in, hitting a steady .272. But he is far from the player that he was last year when the D-backs made their amazing run. Last year, 31 home runs, and this year he has 12, and a big difference in a lot of departments. In doubles last year he had 39, this year 19. Go ahead in game winning runs, the RBIs, he had 46 last year, 25 this year. Justin Upton, a remarkably talented young player, and with all of it, it comes as a shock to realize he's only 25. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. He and his brother, BJ, with Tampa, have homered on the same day 13 times in their collective careers, and they each hit their 100th career home run on the same day. Two and 1. Ground ball, back of third. Nice stop by Cruz for 1. Back to first, not in time. That was a great play by Luis Cruz. Pretty hard to get Upton. He runs well. He's only grounded into 6 double plays. The whirling dervish there at third. Well, when you spin like that, you wonder how you can make an accurate throw to another base. But he got his force. And now here comes Kubel. Jason Kubel with Upton at first. Upton, of course, presents yet another problem. He has stolen 13. Kubel has flied to right and struck out. Look at the fake by Gonzalez, hoping that a base runner might think the pickoff gets away. The good ones, the players like Gonzalez, they never stop playing, even on a routine play. They're going to try to make the most out of it. I'm sure Eric Young was hollering no to Upton. Ball 1. One out, 6th inning, 3-1 in favor of Arizona, and hanging over the game, the final score in Wrigley Field. Giants 7, Cubs 5. So somebody gets hurt today. 1-1 to Jason. Kubel with his 27 home runs, his career high is 28. So he certainly has a chance to pass that. Jason, 30 years old, from South Dakota. 2-1. South Dakota, but now Jason, 5'11", 205 pounds. Upton, a racehorse over there at first. So now a dangerous count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Among other things, you look at what Kubel has done and what he hasn't done. He has struck out 129 times. So if you're the manager, do you run Justin Upton with 1 out? Upton's not going. Ground ball, fair ball. They get 1. The tag, they get 2. Nice play by Adrian Gonzalez. How in the world he can make that play look so easy? It looked like he just flipped the ball down to second base. And at the end of 5 1/2, 3-1 Arizona. There's a serious war going on. This is Think Cure Weekend, and to donate, you can text the word cure to 50555 for a $10 donation. You can call 1-855-424-4056, or you can visit thinkcure.org to make your donation. The war goes on against cancer. Dodgers struggling. Adrian Gonzalez starting it off, a strike. Adrian has struck out, grounded out. 0 for 2, hitting just 171. No balls and 2 strikes. Three runs, 4 hits for the D-backs, 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Fastball just off the plate at 91. Remember, Miley is 4-0 in the daylight on Sunday, and his earned run average coming in was 1/3 of a run, and he's given up 1. Fastball got him outside corner. Adrian quite unhappy, and he is letting Cooper know that down he goes. So 1 away, and the batter is Matt Kemp. Kemp is able to get the Dodgers on the scoreboard barely in the second inning. A drive to right. Upton went to the scoreboard, leaped in the air, and just missed it, and the ball bounced over for a home run. For Miley, he's allowed 11 home runs, and for Matt Kemp, it was his 18th. Matt batting .332, but around .420 against left-hand pitching. 0-1 the count. We repeat because we know people go in and out of the game. The Giants beat the Cubs 7-5. So the loser of this game gets hurt, whether it's Mattingly or Gibson. 0-2 to Matt. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Sean Tollison begins to warm up. Dodgers have a long way to go to get to the pitcher. Two and two. Dodgers await the arrival of San Diego. Padres, who have been red hot at one stretch, they had won 8 straight, 9 out of 10, cooled off a wee bit. Andrew Wermer going up against Joe Blanton tomorrow. Check, no swing. 3-2 to Matt Kemp. Dodgers will see 3 left-handers in a row from San Diego. Werner, Stoltz, the former Dodger, and Richard. Dodgers will have Blanton, Kershaw, and Harang. Fouled off. Still 3-2 to Matt. On deck, Hanley Ramirez. And that's ball 4. Well, the Dodgers had back-to-back singles in the second but couldn't produce. Let's get back to that trivia question we talked about. We all remember Gibby's home run, but which 2 players have hit World Series walk-off home runs against the Dodgers? Tommy Henry beat the Dodgers for the Yankees 1-0. That was a Don Newcomb game, if I remember, and Mark McGwire, 1988. One ball and no strikes. Ramirez flied to center, single to left. Dodgers had back-to-back singles with 1 out in the second and couldn't do anything. Then they had a walk and a 2-out single by Mark Ellis, but Victorino hit into a force play. So they've really only had a couple of opportunities to break through. One ball and 1 strike to count. Kemp at first. Miley, who does a great job of holding runners, just staring at Matt. Foul back. By the way, and talking about the Tommy Henrich home run in Yankee Stadium, I did remember it was against Don Newcomb. What a duel that was. Don Newcomb and Allie Reynolds. They both went 9 back in 1949 at Yankee Stadium. No score, bottom of the 9th, and Tommy hits the home run. One and 2 the count to Hanley Ramirez. Foul back. Still 1-2. If I remember, Mel Allen used to always call Tommy Henrich old reliable. Boy, he certainly was. Tommy was also a fun guy to be around. He was a good singer, and he just loved barbershop quartets. And yeah, smiling Tommy Henrich. 1-2 the count to Hanley Ramirez. 3-1 D-backs. Miley really has an eye on Matt Kemp. Remember, Kemp, despite the bad knee, stole second last night. He has stolen 9 out of 12. He'll foul back, so Hanley is there. Ramirez hitting .256. He has 23 home runs, 83 runs batted in. And, of course, with his home run potential, in this instance, he represents a tying run. Chris Young shades him just a little towards right center. No dramatic change. Hanley with power all fields. 2-2. Miley has certainly not had to work hard. He made 62 pitches through the first 5 innings. Two and two to Hanley Ramirez. And a drive to left field. On the run is Kubel and can't get it. Going to third is Kemp. He had to hold up, and going into second is Ramirez. And the Dodgers have the tying runs at second and third with 1 out, and Andre Ethier coming up. So Hanley Ramirez, fly ball down the left field line. Kubel unable to catch up. Kemp, of course, had to hold for the moment to make sure the ball landed, and he went to third. Ramirez cruises into second. For Hanley Ramirez, his 26th double. So the Dodgers, who have struggled throughout the series with runners in scoring position, and they have paid the piper because of it, they now have Andre Ethier with the tying runs at second and third. Ethier singled and hit into a double play. Montero is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, and Charles Nagy, the pitching coach for Arizona, will also go out to talk to Wade Miley. Brian Shaw, whom we have certainly seen a lot of, gets up in the bullpen. Luis Cruz, the right-hander, is hitting on deck, so they get Shaw ready. Nagy instructing Miley, and Ethier waits. Andre hitting .293, 15 home runs, 77 runs batted in. Homered last night, and he had a single last night. So Ethier coming up in a big spot. 3-1 in favor of the D-backs, and we're in the bottom of the 6th. And all the while, I'm sure the Dodgers know, as do the D-backs, that the Giants have already won 7-5. All right, Miley working on Ethier. And ball 1. Dodgers will also know what the Giants have done tomorrow. Giants and D-backs play a 1 o'clock game, and the Dodgers play a 5 o'clock game tomorrow. 1 ball and no strikes. In the dirt. Nice save by Montero. Miley has 6 wild pitches. Whoa, 6. So Kemp is at third, Ramirez at second, Montero, a goaltender back there blocking every shot. 2 balls and no strikes. And a little foul, it's out of play. Two and 1 to count to Andre Ethier. Talking before the ball game for a wonderful major league player, Luis Gonzalez, who is now a broadcaster for Arizona. And Gonzo was talking about how players really like to know what the team they're chasing has done earlier that day. So both teams have found out today, and they'll find out tomorrow. 2 and 2 the count to Andre Ethier. Miley, up to this moment, has 2 strikeouts. He got Gonzalez twice, and that's it. Big pitch now, 2-2 to Andre Ethier. At the knuckles with a fastball. 3-2. Boy, if you are guessing, looking for a break ball down and away, and you can see Miley, given everything he had, that he falls down. Well, not just the arm and the back, the entire body was behind that pitch. 3-2 with first base open, and Luis Cruz on deck. And slapped foul. Kind of a protective swing. There wasn't very much Ethier could have done with the location of that pitch. It was down and 94 miles an hour. So he's still alive. Hitting .293. Kemp and Ramirez out there in scoring position. The D-backs lead 3-1. Dodgers' best shot right now to tie it up. 1 out. 3-2 to Andre. And a line drive foul. Boy, Ethier crushed that ball but pulled it too much. And Miley knows he got a reprieve and takes a little walk on the grass behind the mound. All right, still 3-2 the count to Andre Ethier. D-backs lead 3-1. Dodgers trying to get back and at least tie. And ground ball to the right side. Bobbled by Hill, but he makes the play. Kemp will score. Hanley Ramirez to third. It's 3-2 in favor of the Diamondbacks. And Luis Cruz will be coming up. So Ethier picks up a run batted in, a hard ground ball out after just missing, ripping a double down the line. And here is Cruz, single, grounded to third, 1-4-2. Ramirez, the tying run, 90 feet away, and we have 2 out. Oh and 1. No balls and 1 strike to count. D-backs 3 and the Dodgers 2. Dodgers winning last night 2-1. The D-backs are 11 and 21 in 1-run games. Cruz lifting a fly ball, but very playable. And moving over will be the left fielder Kubel with Young alongside of him. Dodgers get 1 and leave a man at third. And at the end of 6, 3-2 Arizona. Dodger Baseball is brought to you by the new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste. And by Time Warner Cable. 3-2 in favor of Arizona as we go to the 7th inning. Matt Kemp hit a first home run in 21 games. He cleared the right field wall to give the Dodgers one, but Arizona had a home run by John McDonald and a home run by Miguel Montero with a man aboard. Dodgers scrambled on a walk and a double and had the second run come in when Andre Ethier grounded out. So the Dodgers go to the pen again. Capuano went 5, Javi Guerra 1, and Sean Tolleson. Tolleson getting ready. It'll be Paul Goldschmidt, Miguel Montero, and then Chris Johnson. Goldschmidt, 18 home runs, 66 runs batted in. Miley really had to work in the 6th inning, and that's a line drive base hit on the first pitch from Tolleson. So Goldschmidt 2 for 3 today, and the batter will be Montero. Wade Miley in the 6th inning, after breezing through the first 5, made 28 pitches, so his pitch count now is up to 90. Montero wearing the Dodgers out as usual. Today a 2-run home run. 3-2 Arizona. Montero has hit 3 home runs against the Dodgers this year, 3 of his 15. And against the Dodgers, hitting better than .340 this year. So it's been Capuano for 5, allowing 3. Javi Guerra, 1 inning, walk 1. And now Sean Tolleson. Paul Goldschmidt over there has stolen 13 out of 15. So Tolleson had best keep an eye out for him. Montero hitting .280. Nobody out. 7th inning. 3-2 Arizona. We told you the D-backs struggle in 1-run games. They are 11-21. Dodgers are better. They're 23-21. 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield fanned out straight away. Ethier, the deep man, and Trainer going out to talk to Tolleson. Last night the Dodgers used Choate, Wright, and League. Tolleson was in the game before that was started by Aaron Harang. One ball and no strikes. 2 things to be settled. Number 1, who covers if Goldschmidt takes off. Ramirez would also like to know the pitch. And ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Normally in a cover situation with a left-hand hitter, the shortstop, with a right-hand hitter, the second baseman. 2-0. And it's going to go into left field for a base hit. So Montero is 2 for 3. Goldschmidt is 2 for 3. Montero is just out of sight against the Dodgers. He hits everything they serve up there. So he was hitting .340, and he's doing better than that against the Dodgers. 2 on, nobody out, and Chris Johnson coming up. Johnson is another fella who has hurt the Dodgers. He came into this game hitting .343 against the Dodgers with 2 home runs. So Tolleson in trouble. Randy Choate loosening up with John McDonald on deck. The bunt, good one, picked up by Trainer. His only play is to first. So Johnson moves him up to second and third. And that will bring up John McDonald. McDonald hit a home run in the third inning. Good job for Johnson to move his men along. Last time up, John struck out. Johnson asked to sacrifice for the first time this year and got it down. So Johnny Mack. Bullpen is very busy. Jamie Wright is now up along with Randy Choate. Adrian Gonzalez well in on the grass. Cruz even with the bag at third. Dodgers thinking squeeze. They pulled up the infield. And ball one. Nice block by Matt Trainer. That could have been a wild pitch and a run. Sean Tolleson does not have a wild pitch. Almost had one that time. So the veteran John McDonald, who's been a pro in the big leagues since 1999. D-backs looking for more, lead 3-2. Little dribbler, and that's going to get the run in. In fact, not only that, since Gonzalez charged, Tolleson didn't have a play at first. It's going to be a base hit for McDonald and a run batted in. Little squibber. Might as well have been a line drive. Scoring is Goldschmidt. Montero takes third. So Tolleson has given up 3 hits and a run. Only 1 out. 4-2 in favor of Arizona. And now Wade Miley, who is 0 for 2, checking in. They might have Miley bunt, not as a squeeze, but to stay out of the double play and let Chris Young have a shot. So Cruz is in on the grass at third, and Gonzalez ready to push off from first. And Miley, sure enough, bunts foul. 0-1 the count. And Wade apparently cracking the bat on that bunt. Boy, you don't see that very often. Shows you what kind of wood they're using when you crack your bat on a bunt attempt. 0-1 the count. Montero at third, McDonald at first. 4-2 Arizona. No balls, 1 strike. Time. Miley has 2 runs batted in. Strikes out about a third of the time. That's a problem. See if he tries to bunt again. Nope. 0-2. Now Miley's checking that bat. 4 runs, 7 hits for Arizona. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. We're in the 7th inning. Goldschmidt single to left. Montero single to left. Johnson sacrifice. McDonald, what they used to call a swinging bunt, swung and hit it up the line. That's another foul ball. McDonald getting a base hit and a run batted in. And the D-backs looking for more. And 2 to Wade Miley. A pitch and a look, but no throw. And 2. And the bunt is a squeeze, but late squeeze. throw to the plate, and they get the runner, Montero. At first, it looked like they were just trying to bunt McDonald over to have runners at second and third. But on the bunt, Montero was late coming to the plate, and he was out easy. So I don't even know if it was a busted squeeze play as much as Montero just trying to come in on the bunt. But the Dodgers get off the hook, at least for the moment, on that play. Good reaction by Adrian Gonzalez. Play goes 3-2. First and second, and the batter is Young. D-backs now have had 2 men cut down between third and home. Big bouncer, Cruz on the bag, and that's it. However, 3 more hits for the D-backs produce a run. And at the end of 6.5, Arizona 4, Dodgers 2. Hit so far today, and it's produced 2 runs. That's not enough with the D-backs. Even though the Diamondbacks have had 2 men out at home, they're leading 4-2, and the Dodgers continue to struggle throughout the series with runners in scoring position. So they'll try their luck now in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Matt Trainer, then A.J. Ellis will pinch hit, and then Mark Ellis, and Miley going to work. Ball 1. The Dodgers have the luxury now with the September call-up of having 3 catchers. So you can avoid you don't mind going to the bullpen now because Tim Fedorovich is down there just in case anything happens with these 2 catchers. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Matt Trainer. 4-2 D-backs 7th. A reminder, Giants beat the Cubs 7-5. 1-2 the count to Trainer. Hit into a force play and walk. And so Trainer unable to make contact. Down he goes. A.J. Ellis will now come up and hit. A reminder, Thursday, September 13th, fans with the first 30,000 tickets receive their very own Dodger fleece blanket, compliments of Carl's Jr. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. 1 away, and here's A.J. hitting .279, 11 home runs, 41 runs batted in, and then he'll be followed by Mark Ellis. And a strike. Wade Miley coming off a tough inning. He made 28 pitches in the 6th, so he had made 90 pitches. That was the only time he's worked hard. And that's a drive that'll go down the left field line. There's nobody there. Kubel over the plate, and A.J. goes into second base, standing with a double. So the pinch hit double by A.J. Ellis, and they now ask Mark Ellis to try to pick him up. 7 hits for the Dodgers. Mark Ellis flied to right, flied to center, single to right, and has hit Miley pretty hard in the past. So the Dodgers had a walk and a double in the 6th. Now they get a 1-out double in the 7th. 4-2 D-backs. And a strike. A.J. Ellis, comfortable lead. Mark Ellis hitting .260, 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in. And lifts the fly ball to right. Upton comes up. A.J. has nowhere to go, and Upton lost that in the brilliant sun, staggered and made the catch. Wow. Boy, it is something out there, even with sunglasses on. That thing was high up into the blue. Look at that. They are remarkable, these big leaguers. The reactions, even when he lost it. Gee. Yes, indeed. So we've seen outfields become tricky fly balls. And now we'll see Victorino. Right. Victorino popped up, fly to center, hit into a force play, hitting .256. 10 home runs. Trying to get up to 50 RBIs. That's sprayed foul down the line. 0-2 the count. Miley has 3 strikeouts, Adrian Gonzalez twice, and Matt Trainer. So it's not as if he's blowing down the hitters at all. 0-2, time at the plate, called by Montero. Miley's been very, very tough in the clutch. And the Dodgers have been frustrated throughout the series. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So here comes Ellis to score easily. And it is 4-3 in favor of Arizona as the Dodgers keep trying to come back. So Victorino singles to center, and that'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Montero out to the mound to talk to Miley. Gonzalez has really struggled as A.J. makes it into the dugout. Miley struck him out in the first inning, got him to ground out weakly in the 3rd, and then Miley, for good measure, struck him out again in the 6th inning. Miley has not been able to put very many hitters away. As we've explained, he's only struck out 3. What makes it interesting, he has had 10 hitters with a no ball 2 strike count. 4 of the 10 have gotten hits, and 3 of them on the 0-2 pitch. And a high fly ball into right center, but playable. Young and Upton, and it lands between them, but they're going to have to hold Victorino at third. So Young and Upton and Ethier, they've all had troubles out there on balls hit high in the air. The glare must be ugly because they all have sunglasses on and they're still all staggering. So the Dodgers get a big break. It looked like a fly ball for the third out. And Young and Upton come over. Upton stopped, and the ball landed in front of Young. By and large, the center fielder is the captain. The center fielder catches anything he can get to. So Young could have kept coming because Upton deferred to him, and the ball dropped. So that's going to do it for Miley. He still goes out where he could win. He also goes out where he could lose. And we'll be back. Both Young and Upton talking about the glare. You can see both of them wearing sunglasses, and the glasses are down even now. But ever since the first inning, ever since the fly ball to right field by Kubel, when Ethier lost it and then made a lunging catch, then remember the fly ball where Cruz thought he had a chance going down the left field foul line looking for the ball, and it turned out to be a fly ball to straightaway left field to Victorino. So all in all, it has been a tough day for both teams. Wade Miley comes out in a difficult spot. He could win, he could have nothing to do with it, or he could lose it. And you're going to have Matt Kemp facing the Submariner Brad Ziegler out of Pratt, Kansas, and Springfield, Missouri. Brad throwing sidearm and sinkers, originally drafted by the Phillies out of Southwest Missouri State. And ball one. Matt Kemp homered in the second inning over the right field wall, lined out to center, walked and scored in the sixth inning. So 4-3 Arizona, and the Dodgers with runners at second and third on a huge break. Fly ball, and the sun bothered both Young and Upton. That's off the plate, ball two. On deck, Hanley Ramirez. For Miley, he wound up making 102 pitches. Got a tough break on that fly ball by Gonzalez. So Wade mopping up and watching and he's fighting the sun. Ground ball to short. John McDonald makes the play. So the Dodgers, who have struggled throughout the series with runners in scoring position, compound the pack here in the seventh, come up short, and it's 4-3 Arizona. Of the D-backs as they hang on. They had 2 home runs. John McDonald homered in the 3rd inning, and then in the 4th inning, Miguel Montero buries one back into the bullpen with a man aboard. Dodgers were down 3-1, then 3-2, then 4-2, now 4-3, and let's face it, they were fortunate to get it 4-3 on the fly ball from Gonzalez that dropped between Upton and Young that should have been caught. So Matt Guerrier, who made his first appearance the other night since April the 18th, and Jason Kubel hit a home run to beat him and the Dodgers 4-3. Now Matt comes in with the D-backs already leading 4-3, facing Aaron Hill, Justin Upton, and then Jason Kubel. Hill has sacrificed, popped up, and walked. That's right. 0-1. Hitting .296. Aaron has 20 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Sacrificed in the 1st inning. Foul back. That's when Young doubled. Hill sacrificed, and then Young was caught on the ground ball by Upton in a rundown between 3rd and home. Later on, Montero was out at the plate on a busted squeeze play. Young, of course, can also tell you about that brilliant sky that troubled him and Upton. 0-2 the count. Haven't seen outfielders or infielders have as much trouble in a day game in quite some time. And they've all had it. One away here in the 8th inning. Be sure to follow the Dodgers with MLB.com at bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, BlackBerry, Android, and Windows Mobile. You can get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. All you have to do, text at bat to 31826 or visit Dodgers.com for details. Justin Upton. He's another one that can write about the sun. 1 ball and no strikes. Upton reached on a fielder's choice. Fly deep to right. Hit into a force play. 0 for 3. And slices one to right center. However, Ethier comes in to make the catch. 2 down. And Jason Kubel coming up.
Left fielder, number 13, Jason Kubel.
Kubel today flied to right, struck out, hit into a double play. But of course the memory is fresh. The home run he hit against Matt in the 11th inning the other night. And ball one. One ball and no strikes. Fouled away. They paid attendance today, and I think it's just been too plain fat and hot, and people tough to sit in this sun. 31,607. Visors, sunblock, lots of water and hats required. And a slicing fly ball to left. Victorino is there. So Guerrero comes in, turns in a nice 1-2-3, and the Dodgers coming up in the bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Arizona. Reminder, San Diego will be here, and the Dodgers will be facing 3 consecutive left-handers with young Andrew Werner on the hill tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and he'll go up against Joe Blanton. But it'll be one left-hander after another in that series. Dodgers have handled San Diego well so far. They've beaten them 8 out of 12, but San Diego has been playing very well the last 10-11 games. So it'll be Werner, then Stoltz against Kershaw, and Richard will go against Harang. Meanwhile, David Hernandez makes his 3rd appearance in the 4-game series. He is a great hold man for J.J. Putz. Off speed for a strike to Hanley Ramirez. Dodgers really struggling. They are 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. 4 for 26 throughout the 4-game series. Oh, 0-2. In talking about San Diego playing well, they had themselves a frustrating day today. Just imagine, if you want to know what it's like playing in Colorado, the Padres had 20 hits today in Colorado and lost 11-10. That's popped up. It will be the first baseman Goldschmidt. So we have one away. Chase Headley, switch hitting third baseman for the Padres, knocked in 6 runs, and he'll be here tomorrow with 89 RBIs for the year. Chase Headley. Dodgers would have done quite a bit to get Headley and tried, but they couldn't do it. Here's Andre Ethier, singled, hit into a double play, grounded out to drive in a run. (4-3) in favor of Arizona. Dodgers have won one of the 4 games, and that by the score 2-1 last night. They lost 4-3 in the 11th inning game, and they lost 2-0 in the first game. 1 ball and no strikes. Strike. 1-1 to Andre. Dodgers had second and third with 1 out in the 6th. Got 1 when Ethier grounded out. They had second and third with 2 out in the 7th, and Kemp grounded out to end the inning. So they are 1 for 8 today and 4 for 26 in the series. Two and 1 to Andre. David Hernandez, 6'3", 215 from Sacramento. Hernandez has been truly a remarkable setup man, whatever you want to call him, for J.J. Putz. Extremely valuable, and of course could eventually be the closer. Arizona will make a big decision at the end of the year to re-sign Putz, increase in salary, or turn him loose with the option. Andre still there, 2-2. (4-3) Arizona, bottom of the 8th inning. Again, a reminder, the Giants down for a while, came back and beat the Cubs 7-5. Hernandez is so tough, he's had 11 straight scoreless appearances. Ethier able to hold up, 3-2. Hernandez, in fact, over the last 22 games, has an earned run average of less than a run, 0.8. He's had at least a strikeout in 19 straight games. David Hernandez all the way to the backstop. So Ethier draws the walk. Dodgers get the tying run aboard with 1 out. And the batter will be Luis Cruz. It's been Miley. Ziegler came in to face Matt Kemp and got him. Now Hernandez with 1 out working on Cruz. Luis Cruz single to center, grounded to third, fly to left. Dodgers led 1-0 way back in the 2nd inning. D-backs tied it in the 3rd, took a 3-1 lead in the 4th, and they've stayed front. Cruz, meanwhile, fly ball to left field. Kubel is there. And with 2 out, the batter will be Matt Trainer or Willett. Now remember, we talked about the fact that Dodgers had the luxury of 3 catchers. So they used A.J. Ellis to bat. They started Trainer. And with the September call-ups, they can bring in Fedorovich. And right now it'll be Adam Kennedy batting for Trainer. Kennedy has done a wonderful job in one of the tougher jobs in baseball, coming off the bench as a pinch hitter. He is 8 for 27 with a run batted in. So Adam Kennedy batting for Trainer, and we will see Tim Fedorovich. Among others in the Dodger dugout, having just been called up, Bobby Abreu. So here's Kennedy trying to keep the game alive. with 2 out, a runner at first. D-backs lead 4-3, and Bobby Abreu, as if called, is now out in the on-deck circle. Kennedy fouls that one away. 0-1 to Adam. D-backs 4, Dodgers 3, bottom of the 8th. Adam with 1 home run. He hit that in July over in Arizona. And that's going to be a flare. Going out to get it is Hill, and that'll be that. So no runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 8, D-backs 4, Dodgers 3. Five innings, allowed 3 earned runs. He gave up the home run to McDonald and the 2-run home run to Miguel Montero. And of course, for Capuano, who started the year 9-2, he goes out having gone 2-8 since in his last 12 starts. And since the Dodgers have never tied the game, why, Chris could very well lose to go 2-9 over that stretch. Meanwhile, the Dodgers unable to do anything offensively. They switch. They have the luxury of 3 catchers, and so they use that luxury today. And Tim Fedorovich, briefly with the Dodgers last year, came to them from the Red Sox. He spent this year in Albuquerque, and he is now here. So Fedorovich will probably bat 8th and Belisario 9th. That way, Fedorovich could stay in the game. They could bat for Belisario, who's due to lead off in the 9th inning. Paul Goldschmidt, Miguel Montero, and Chris Johnson in that order. Goldschmidt grounded to third, single to right, single to left. Right, 0-1. Down in the Arizona bullpen, J.J. Putz, the veteran, getting ready. He made 26 pitches in last night's game. So he'll be in the 9th today. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2 the count. Good 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Belly, as they call him. 1-2. Goldschmidt and Montero, they have 4 hits between them. 3 singles and the home run by Montero. And down goes Goldschmidt. So 1 out in the 9th inning. And here's Montero, fly to right, hit the 2-run home run and single. Padres here tomorrow at 5:10 to open up the first of a 3-game series. Dodgers will see left-handers all 3 games, though they saw Miley today. Dodgers overall are 29-21 against left-handers, 13-9 at home. That's a strike. Montero, a terror as far as the Dodgers are concerned. Came into this game hitting .341 against the Dodgers with 2 home runs, and he has a single and a home run today. His home run came with a man aboard. Arizona will leave and go to San Francisco, going head-to-head with the Giants. They have beaten San Francisco 5 of 9. They have 9 games with the Giants, starting tomorrow and the end of the year. And they get Montero. So Belisario strikes out Goldschmidt and Miguel, and the batter will be Chris Johnson.
Third baseman number 28, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson flied to left, struck out, and sacrificed. Fastball for a strike. Looking at the Dodgers in the bottom of the 9th, and we did not get any official confirmation, but we assume Belisario will be batting 9th, so they'll hit for him. Then Mark Ellis, Shane Victorino, and if anybody gets on, Adrian Gonzalez. 1-1. Chris with 13 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Belisario has struck out 2 here in the 9th. 2-1. Two and two as that ball bounced right up over the Dodger dugout into the stands. Belisario in his 52nd game, 22 walks, 51 strikeouts. 2-2. Whoa, that thing took off at 95. 3-2 to Johnson with John McDonald on deck. Fastball hit foul. We did double check, and it was a pretty good guess on our part. The fact that Belisario would bat 9th. You had to keep Fedorovich in the game. They've run out of 3 catchers otherwise. So they'll hit for Belisario. And Fedorovich is batting 8th. Stroke down the left field line. Fair ball in the corner. Victorino digging it out. And going into second base with a double is Johnson to go 1 for 4. Johnson, another fellow who has given the Dodgers a bad time this year. He hits the chalk and comes up with a double. Chris, with 2 home runs, was hitting .343 against the Dodgers coming into today's game. He had a double and a triple the other night. The top 4 hitters in the Arizona lineup, 1 hit amongst them. But then you get down to Goldschmidt, Montero, and Johnson, and you have 5 hits there. And McDonald has 2 more. So that's where the action is. Coming out on deck, Ryan Wheeler, the boy from Torrance. 0-2 the count to Johnny Mack, who homered, struck out, swung from the heel, squirted one about 40 feet up along first base, and picked up a base hit. Belisario taking a breather for the moment. Ground foul. Check bat, bad back, and they'll have to get another. It was 89 degrees when the game started, so it's the kind of a day that would make you roll on, roll off. However, we have some shade now and a little respite as far as the right fielder is concerned. But the entire field is still very much in brilliant sunlight. There are other descriptive phrases about the sunlight, I'm sure, that the ball players would come up with, especially the outfielders. They have had a time. All right, Johnny Mack back up there waiting. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball 1. Ryan Wheeler, who's on deck, had 1 hit last night and lined out. On the corner, down he goes. So Belisario gives up a double, but he also strikes out the side. And we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. J.J. Putz will be the pitcher. 4-3 Diamondbacks. And they bring in their very successful veteran closer, J.J. Putz. Putz has put up some remarkable numbers. He's converted 19 straight saves, 22 of his last 23. He had a stretch earlier this year where he made 24 straight scoreless appearances. His earned run average, wow, since the end of May, 0.5. So J.J. Putz will be facing Bobby Abreu. Abreu could have been cut loose, but opted to go to Albuquerque, and here Bobby is as a pinch hitter. Earlier, he had 251, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. So a couple of veterans going head-to-head here. And, of course, what puts his number one pitch is a splitter. But he has all the others, but that's been a dandy. Ball one. Last game here, he made 26 pitches. So Bobby just trying to get aboard any way he can. Anniversary yesterday, 16 years when he came up with the Astros. Putz came up in 2003. That's a strike. 1-1 to Bobby Abreu. A couple of things about Putz. 6'5", about 250. 35 years old. From Trenton, Michigan. Went to the University of Michigan. Last year on the road, virtually unhittable. Allowed 9 hits all last year on the road. Vulnerability to the stolen base. Fouled off. 1-2 to Bobby. Then it'll be Mark Ellis and Shane Victorino. One ball and 2 strikes. In his career, Putz has been victimized. 80% success rate of base stealers to those caught stealing. 1-2. Fouled away. At 6'5", 250, and 35 years old, Putz in good shape. When he was at the University of Michigan, the athletic dorm, and one of his mates, Tom Brady, the famous quarterback. One and two. And Abreu tips it, but right into the mid of Montero, and down he goes. So 1 out in the 9th inning.
Second baseman number 14,
Mark Ellis coming up. Dodgers using pinch hitters today. Kennedy popped up. Rivera fouled out. A.J. Ellis doubled. And now Abreu strikes out. So the pinch hitter's 1 for 4. Mark Ellis is 1 for 4. 2 fly balls to right, a fly ball to center, and a single to right. Johnson plays him tight to the bag at third, and that's a strike. 0-1. Arizona heading for San Francisco. San Diego is heading here, and we'll see Arizona 2 more times, the 11th and 12th of September over there. Two and 1. 13 home games after today. Hope you make your plans to get your tickets, spend some time out here with us. San Diego, St. Louis, Colorado, and San Francisco. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throwing hard and high. Ball 2. On deck, Shane Victorino. In looking at Putz and what he has done, Mark Ellis is 1 for 11 against him. Shane Victorino just 0 for 1. And that's going to be a base hit. So Mark Ellis goes 2 for 5 with a single to left, 1 out in the 9th, with Victorino and Gonzalez on deck. Victorino popped up, flied to center, hit into a force play, single to center in the 7th inning. His base hit drove in A.J. Ellis. So Victorino, 1 for 4. Mark Ellis, the tying run at first base. Mark Ellis does not do a lot of base stealing, but he is 5 for 5. In there. 0-1. Battle has come down to the 9th inning, 4-3 Arizona. Oh and 1. Almost got away. 1 ball and 1 strike. For J.J. Putz, he has 3 wild pitches. 31,607. Beaten down a bit by the strong sunshine. 89 degrees when the game started. One ball, 1 strike. J.J. Putz, when he started playing baseball in high school, was a catcher. So Ellis, the tying run, 1 out, 9th inning, 4-3. Ball 2. They've been tough 4 games. 2-0, 4-3, 2-1, 4-3. Two and 1 the count to Shane Victorino. Wow, ball 3. Keep waiting to see that splitter. And J.J. serving high fastballs out of the zone. 3-1 the count. Waiting on deck, Adrian Gonzalez. A lot of good genes in the Putz family. J.J., a major league pitcher. His wife, a 2-time All-American softball player at Michigan. She was a second baseman. Three and 1 the count to Shane Victorino. We'll see about Ellis off the lead at first. Ellis holds, and that's ball 4. So once again, the Dodgers are faced with failure or success with runners in scoring position. And Charles Nagy going out to the mound to try and counsel Putz. The Dodgers are 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position in this game. They are only 4 for 26 with runners in scoring position in the 4-game series. So Adrian Gonzalez with Matt Kemp on deck. And just to add to it again, the fact that the Giants have won their game. They beat the Cubs 7-5. Adrian Gonzalez struck out, grounded out, struck out again, and then in the 7th inning lifted a high fly ball to left center. Upton and Young had problems with the sun. It landed between them for a gift double. Now Andre Ethier hits behind Ramirez, so there's a way to go to get back to him. 0-1. You have Gonzalez now. Kemp is on deck. 0-1 the count. Tying run is Mark Ellis at second. Winning run would be Victorino at first. No balls and 1 strike to Adrian Gonzalez. Fouled away. And again, Adrian in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. So certainly a couple of veteran players. Adrian Gonzalez first came up to the big leagues 2004 with the Texas Rangers. J.J. Putz came up to the Mariners in 2003. And line drive, not only a base hit, that's down the line. Here comes Ellis for the tying run. Here comes Victorino. The relay, he scores. Dodgers pull it out 5-4. Adrian Gonzalez throughout the years has built up a reputation of being a clutch player, and he came up with the clutch hit. A double down the right field line into the corner. Mark Ellis scored easily from second base, and Shane Victorino going all the way from first to bring home the winning run, beating the relay from up into Hill onto Montero. So the Dodgers almost on what you would call a near-death watch here, knowing that the Giants had won, and the Dodgers get up and pull it out 5-4. Another no ball and 2 strike pitch, and it's the 6th walk-off base hit. So Adrian Gonzalez comes up with the key at bat, and the Dodgers are saved for yet another day and remain 4.5 games behind the Giants. And again, we'll repeat, the Dodgers will now host San Diego. They have beaten the Padres 8 out of 12. Arizona goes to San Francisco. They have beaten the Giants 5 out of 9. So there'll be a lot going on tomorrow. Hope you'll spend Labor Day with us, a 5-10 game. Until then, we wish you all a very pleasant good afternoon.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Down here on the field with Adrian Gonzalez. And Adrian, these fans have been waiting for a big hit like that for a long time, man.
Oh, man, it's great. You know, we just got to keep grinding it out. You know, it's September. Like I've been saying, it's the 4th quarter. We got to go. And it's been a tough few days for me. But today that ball fell, and all of a sudden, you know, that's a little bit of confidence, all I needed.
How often is a hit like your previous one a ball that drops in kind of... can get you going for the next one?
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. That, you know, all you need is one of those to fall, and all of a sudden you feel better at the plate. You know, that monkey's off your back, and you just you focus on hitting the ball, and that's all I was doing that last at bat.
I think you guys could really feel this coming. It's been a while now, but I think everyone's starting to swing the bats a little bit better. This is a good sign for things to come.
Absolutely. This is a great lineup, great team, great pitching staff, and, you know, we only got one thing in mind, that's the playoffs.
Another great effort out of the pitching staff to keep you guys in this game so you could come through late.
Absolutely. Cap did a great job. Bullpen did an amazing job. And, you know, just keep grinding it out, and we're able to get those base runners. That's key for us, you know, getting guys on the bases.
Who's more wet, me or you?
I think you are.
Hey, thanks for joining us, man. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and go out to center field with Jim Watson.
and Kenny Lofton. Dodgers Live coming up right after this.